lunge. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to start on all fours with our left leg making hip circles. So you're just bringing that foot around in circles. Now switch directions of that circle. This is a wonderful warm-up for flexibility in the hips and the legs. We're doing 10 circles each direction. Now you can go ahead and drop that foot. I'm just turning my Apple Watch on here. Now bring the opposite leg up and you're going to make 10 hip circles facing forward. So circling that leg forward. Now bring in the opposite direction. Back to all fours. Now come into a down dog. Your heels can be as lifted as much as you need along with your knees bent. I'm showing that here. The big thing is you don't want your back to be rounded. Now go ahead and bend one leg, then the other, getting into the calves. Bend, switch, bend, switch, bend, switch. Now back to center. Drop your knees. You're going to make a hip circle in each direction, then push back to down dog. Switch sides, drop your knees, hip circle in each direction, down dog. Drop your knees, hip circle in each direction, down dog. Drop your knees, opposite side, hip circle in each direction, down dog. Drop your knees, hip circle in each direction, down dog. Drop your knees, hip circle in each direction, down dog. Drop your knees, hip circle in each direction, down dog. Drop your knees, hip circle in each direction. Getting nice and warmed up here. We're in down dog now, walking it out, bending one knee, then the other. Bend, extend. Back to center. Now go ahead and step one foot forward. You're going to need blocks for this one. So you're going to bring one block on each side of your foot and you're going to bring your hands to the blocks. What this is going to do is lift the floor so it makes the pose more accessible. You're in a lunge here and you're going to rock back and forth. So back, forward, back, forward. You can always change the height of the blocks too, so take it to whatever level you need. Back, forward, back, forward, back. Now you're going to bounce up and down. Just some little bounces here in the lunge. Hold. Now you're going to extend the front leg, bend. Extend, bend. When you extend, you want to bring your foot up so you're getting to the calf. Lunge, extend. Your leg does not need to come all the way straight. Bend, extend. What you can do, I'm showing that here, is you can raise your blocks a little bit. So this is a little bit more accessible and maybe you can get that leg straight. You can bring your hands to your hips here or your knee. Now move the blocks to the side and step back into that down dog. Walking it out, bending one knee, then the other. Hold. Bring your blocks back, step your foot forward to the opposite side. We're going to repeat that on the opposite side. So back, forward, 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 back. Now do some bounces. Hold. Hold that lunge. Then we're going to extend that leg, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, hold, raising the height of the blocks. Step forward, so you're in a forward fold here. You're going to bring your blocks on the medium setting in front of you, just holding the blocks. You can also bring your hands to your hips here if the blocks aren't accessible, just bending one knee, then the other. Now you're going to go into pigeon. So you're going to bring your left knee forward, your right leg back. Your foot's going to be in towards your hip. And right now I want you to think of squeezing your inner thighs together so your hips lift slightly off the ground. Then drop. So engaging your muscles, lifting and dropping. Engage, drop, engage, drop, engage, drop. Lots of active flexibility as we lift, lower. Now fully lower, bring your hands to the mat here. If you feel a little more bendy, your foot can come out a little bit. The further out your foot is, the deeper it's going to feel. Just holding in pigeon here. Straight spine, hips facing forward. Now we're just going to switch sides. So swing that leg around. You're going to bring your right foot in, lift using your inner thigh muscles, and drop. Engage, drop. Engage, drop. Engage, drop. Engage, drop. Engage, drop. Hands to the mat. Hold in your pigeon. So yes, so you can see how my foot is in towards my hip. If I were to bring my foot out, so my shin is parallel to the front of the mat, that's the full variation of this pose and will feel a lot deeper. So bring your foot around into butterfly. Start wherever your feet feels natural to bring. You're just going to bounce your knees up and down like you kind of did probably in grade school. Bring one hand to your ankle, one hand to your knee, and just push down gently. Switch sides. Now push down with both hands ever so gently. You want to feel like a pressure but not a pain. Now we're going to change angles and show you kind of how that changes a stretch. You're going to bring your feet out in a really wide diamond. Plant your hands on the mat or on some blocks, as I'm going to show here. Straight spine, bend at the hips, not the belly. Just hold. You're going to feel this really, really deep in the outer hip and glute. Now you're going to bring your feet in as close as possible. Do the same thing, hands on the mat or the blocks, and bend forward. You're going to feel this a lot in your inner thighs, inner hip. Awesome. Bring your blocks to the side if you use them. You're going to extend your left leg in front of you. Bring your hands above your head. Now what you can do is bring the blocks to each side of your foot so you can bend forward slightly. You want to keep your spine straight. Again, bending at the hips, not with like your head leading. So your belly button should be like the first thing that would touch. Point and flex your foot, getting into the feet here. Point. Hold. Flex is going to feel more difficult in this posture because you're going to get the added calf stretch. So switch sides, shake your leg out, then bring that left leg in, extend the right leg. Now bring the blocks to either side of you, hands on the blocks, bending forward slightly, as much as you can while still bending at the hips and not rounding. And if that means you don't take the bending over variation today, perfectly fine. Flex, bend, flex, point. Point your foot, hold. Come forward a little bit more if you can. Now bring both legs in front of you. Shake it out. Rub your legs a little bit. get connected to your body. It's really easy in today's world to feel really disconnected from your body, especially as women, so take that time to connect. Point flex the foot. Now raise your left foot and make circles. Switch directions. Right foot, circles. Switch directions. Point your feet. Use your blocks on each side of your legs and start to go forward. So I'm showing you what that rounded looks like. That's what you don't want to be doing. See how straight my spine is. You can bring the blocks closer to you. I have my feet flexed. You can keep them pointed if you want to just lighten the stretch up just a little bit or work into the tops of your feet. So what you can do to deepen this just a little bit is bend your elbow slightly and lift. Bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, hold. Awesome. Blocks can go to the side. Scoot your hips forward. Give yourself a nice big hug, my go-to. Then roll backwards. Awesome. So feet are just planted on the mat here. You're lying down on your back. You're going to need that strap. You can use a towel, a belt, anything that would simulate a strap. You're going to bring that strap around the bottom of your left leg, and you're going to straighten that leg. So that leg can be pulled in a little bit closer to you to feel the stretch. You can also keep it completely straight up and down if that's a deep enough stretch for you. What I want you to focus more than bringing your leg close is bringing your leg straight. Now bring your leg to the side. It can go just slightly to the side. It doesn't need to go all the way down. It can go just a little bit. Back to center. Now shift so your toes are pointed towards the opposite edge of the mat and pull slightly. Now open the leg. Center. Side. Center. Side. Center. Towards your face. Center. Now extend that bottom leg. So now you're in a deeper hamstring stretch and open your leg to the side. Again, it does not need to come even close to that deep. It can just be a little bit to the side, just working into that inner thigh. So you can get rid of the strap. You're going to plant now your left foot, bring your right foot into the strap. Again, you can pull that leg in close or you can keep it lifted, but you want to be thinking about keeping a straight leg more than a leg really close. Open to the side. Center. Bring your toes towards the opposite edge of the mat. Pull a little bit. Getting that IT band. This is a better angle of that stretch. Bring it back to center. Side. Center. Towards your face. Center. Side. Center. Towards your face. Center, side, center, towards your face, center, hold. I did forget to straighten my bottom leg on that one, so feel free to pause and take that variation. You want to match both sides. You're going to come into a happy baby here, grabbing the outside of your feet, bringing your knees towards the edge of the mat. You can bring them in slightly or all the way down. You want to focus on keeping your spine rooted into the mat here. So not letting the middle of your back arch. That's going to be the tendency here. So just lift your knees a little bit if you feel that happening. Tuck your tailbone under. Hold and breathe. Plant your feet on the mat. So you're going to start in child's pose. You're going to walk your hands all the way over to the right, getting a side body stretch. Then through center and to the left. Awesome job. Back to center. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And then go into seated back on your heels here. Arch your back and then round. So we're going to do cat-cow seated. And now what you do is take some spinal circles. You're going to focus on bringing your back forward, side, round, side. And then you'll switch directions. This can be as slow or as fast as you want it to be and as big or as small as you want it to be. Just warming up into the spine and getting in touch with your body. Go ahead and stop and arch. You can walk your hands a little bit behind you if you'd like. Now bring your hands behind you in a clasp. You can also hold a strap between your hands if this isn't accessible, and just lift and lower, warming up into the shoulders here. Now go ahead and switch your grip so the opposite thumb is on top, getting a different angle. Lift and lower. Bring your right hand to the mat into a side body stretch, and we're going to bend and lift our elbow. We can bring it all the way to the floor or just a slight bend. Bend, lift, bend, lift, hold. And now I want you to extend your arm and then bring it in, squeezing the shoulder blade. Extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, hold. Then you're going to lean forward towards the floor and back to the side. So towards the floor, to the side, towards the floor, to the side, towards the floor, back to center. Shake it out and opposite side. So left hand to the mat, and you're going to bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend. Now squeeze the shoulder blade and extend. Squeeze, extend, squeeze, extend, squeeze, extend, squeeze, extend. Then to the mat, to the side, towards the mat, towards 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 the side, and back to center. Now go ahead and roll onto all fours and then drop into any variation of puppy pose you'd like. If you want a little bit more details on puppy pose, I have a full puppy pose masterclass on my channel, so feel free to check that out. So drop back into child's pose and then slide into puppy. Any variation I chose with my chin down here. Child's pose, puppy pose. Hold puppy pose. Now you're going to go ahead and bring your body all the way down to the mat. You can grab a strap here or a belt, a towel, really anything you can hold in front of you. You're going to hold your hand a little bit wider than shoulder width. Lie all the way down, and you're going to lift and lower. So strengthening our back here. We don't want to work just on flexibility. We want to be strong too to protect the back. So lifting and lowering, lifting, lowering, lifting, lowering, lifting, lowering, lifting, lowering, lifting. Now lifted, I want you to bring the strap towards your chest and extend. So chest, extend, chest, extend, chest, extend, chest, extend, chest, extend, chest, extend. You can get rid of the strap, we won't need it. Go ahead and bring yourself into a cobra here, and I want you to bend your left leg and then bend your right leg. Bend your left leg, right leg. Now go ahead and roll all the way down into your stomach, and we're going to play with a fun little cobra variation. So go into cobra and kick your left leg, right leg. Cobra, left leg, right leg. Cobra, left leg, right leg. Cobra, left leg, right leg. You can go faster or slower than I am. And then we're going to switch our feet. So cobra, right leg, left leg. 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 And push yourself all the way back into child's pose. Awesome job. You're doing great. So now I want you to come to standing kneeling in the center of your mat. Shake out your shoulders, get comfortable. You're going to place your hands face up on your lower back and push yourself forward into the first variation of camel. So this will be level 1. Go ahead and come out of it into child's pose, neutralize the spine. We won't stay in any of these for very long. I like to bring my hands by my side just to give my shoulders a little bit of a break. Now come back to standing kneeling. You can stay in that first variation with your hands on your low back, or if it's in your practice, go ahead and reach for your heels. Think of pushing your hips forward, core engaged to protect your back. hands to the low back, and come back into child's pose. In just a moment, we're going to come to a fun little funky dancing cobra or dancing camel variation. So you're going to place your left hand on your heel, swing your right hand all the way around to the right heel, forward. So left hand on the heel, swing it around, other heel, forward. Left hand down, right hand down, hold for a second, forward. Then switch directions, right hand down, left hand down, forward. This is totally optional. You can hold any variation that's comfortable. Down, last time, right hand, hold, and then left hand around. Great job. Go ahead and sit on your heels, arch your back, round your back. Take those circles or shift side to side like I'm doing here. A little bit of isolation, shake out your hands. Then all I want you to do is swing your feet around so you're coming into seated, easy pose here. Hands on your knees, take a deep breath in and out. Just get yourself connected for a second. And then I want you to plant your right foot on the mat to the side and just push into your knee. We're going to do a quick hamstring opener here, and I'm going to walk you through the levels. So level 1 is to plant your right hand on the mat and just bring your knee over your tricep. Level 2 is to grab the outside of your foot and start to extend. So you can extend all the way, or you can just do a slight extension and start getting comfortable with the movement. This is sundial. Go ahead and drop your leg, bring it to the tricep, then switch sides. Plant your left foot, push into the knee. Level 1, bring your hand down with your leg on the tricep. Level 2, grab the outside of the foot. Level 3, start to extend. Keeping your core engaged, go ahead and drop the foot on the tricep. Back to easy pose. Seated. Then scoot forward on your mat. Give yourself a big hug here. One of my favorites. You know that if you've been doing my flows. And then go ahead and lie back on your mat. Knees into the chest, just rocking side to side. We're going to play with back bend variations. And as we've been doing, we're going to go in levels. Feel free to stay on any level you're comfortable. So first, just push into a bridge. You can either keep your hands on the mat or bring them to your lower back. Go ahead and drop yourself down. Bring your feet a little bit wider and let your knees fall in, just breathing. Level 2 is you're going to bring your hands by your ears, your palms down, and push up into a full wheel pose here. So you can stay in wheel or do some active stretching by dropping your hips a little bit and then lifting. So dropping, lifting, dropping, lifting, dropping, lifting, all the way down to the mat. Knees to the chest, breathing in and out. Feet down, let your knees fall in. Just getting really relaxed. Even though these are difficult postures, maintaining relaxation. So you can go ahead and bring your palms back down, push into wheel. You can do any of the prior variations or play with extending your legs all the way here on the mat. So instead of having your legs bent, having them fully extended. This will get into your upper back. Walk your feet back in. You can lift up onto your tippy toes and drop all the way back down, knees to the chest, letting your whole body sink into the floor and relax. Balancing effort and ease. You're going to see that a lot. I'm really big on pushing your body, pushing to its limits, not past them, but also relaxing, breathing, getting connected. That's why I love yoga so much. Okay, so this is going to be for my more advanced yogis. So push into your hands, stay with any of the prior variations, or what you're going to do is drop onto your forearms here. So I'm going to walk my feet in a little bit, get on my tippy toes. And just holding. You can drop your heels. You can try to walk them in a little bit. Or out. Then to get out of it, you can either try to drop down. It's easier if you push into the hands and then let your body sink to the mat, bringing your knees into your chest. extend, drop your left leg, right leg, and then you can do a little circle with each knee. Bring your feet down. Go ahead and roll up. So this I struggled with for a second. So this is going to be pretty challenging the first time you do it. So go nice and slow. We're going to do a dancing wheel. So you're going to plant your left hand, bring your right hand around, shift your right hand, and swing it all the way around. So left hand, right hand, twist it around, and come forward. So switch sides. So now your right hand is down. Swing that left arm around to the mat. Shift that hand and come all the way around. Right hand, left hand, forward. So what we're going to do is those 2 times in each direction. Feel free to pause the video and practice that. Please be safe here. Only do that if you're really comfortable in wheel pose. I've been doing wheel a while. I'm really, really comfortable in that pose. So lie back, bring your legs up, and you're going to cross one leg over the other, eagle legs, and take a twist here. Then undo the twist and just take a simple seated twist, breathing, letting your body relax. We did a lot of hard work today in our back bends. Bring it back to center, extend the legs, twist the opposite, leg on top, shift to the other side. Undo the cross so you're in a simple twist now. Breathing. Great job. So you're going to start with rolling your head side to side with your hands on your knees. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Now go ahead and hold on the left side. What you're going to do is bring your hand above your head to your ear. And you're going to stretch, pulling gently, and then look towards your breast, to the side, towards your chest. Then roll it to the other side, and you're going to bring your hand above your head to your ear, towards your breast. You're going to pull gently to the side, towards your chest. Now you're going to bring your hand to the mat on the right side and do a side stretch. So your hand can be further out for a deeper stretch or closer. So you're going to bring your elbow in and out. So in, out, in, out, in, out. Hold to the side. Now close yourself off and then open. Close towards the mat, 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 open. Now do some arm circles here, hands still planted on the ground next to you, just circling your arm in one direction. Hold. Now circle your arm around to the other side. So side stretch on the left. You can bring your hand closer to you or further away. Now elbow in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Close off, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open. Circle your arm, big circles. Now you're going to bring your head in full circles and then drop your hand to one side and do an arm circle. Full head circle, hand to the opposite side, arm circle. Head circle, opposite side, arm circle. Head circle, opposite side, arm circle. Head circle, switching the direction of your circle each time. Arm circle, head circle, arm circle. Back to center. Now swing your arms backward and forward. Each time you bring your arms forward, you're going to switch which hand is on top. This is a really good warm-up for the gym. Just swing in the arms. Now bring arm circles backwards, circling them around. Now go back into this back and forth. Again, switching which hand is on top each time you swing. Now arm circles in the opposite direction. So I'm bringing mine forward. Now you're going to cross your right hand, cross your chest, stretching out the side of your shoulder. You've probably seen this stretch before. Now bring your hand towards the center of your back in a tricep stretch. So I just showed it there. What you don't want to do is arch your back. You want to keep your core tight, even if that means your elbow is up really high. Now switch sides, opposite arm across your chest. Tricep stretch. Clasp your hands above your head. Round, arch. Round, arch. This can be a little movement or a big movement. Arch, round, arch. Round, arch. Round, arch. Round, arch. Round. Now in the rounded position, you're going to make some figure eights with your hands. You can make these as big or as small, just getting into your shoulder blades. Hold on one side, the other, back to center. Shake it out a little bit. Do some shoulder circles backwards. Working into our shoulders. Then forward shoulder circles. These always feel a little awkward to me. I don't know about you. Now you're going to do one shoulder back at a time. A little dancey movement here. Try not to overthink it. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Now just switch the direction. Left, right, bring it forward. Left, right, left, right. You can go side to side a little bit. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Shake out your hands, getting into your wrists, shake them out. Clasp your hands together and make circles in one direction. Switch directions of those circles. Now make some waves with your hands. I'm showing on screen here, just getting into your wrists some more. Especially if you're someone who types a lot, works from home. Now flick your fingers and bring some circles in with your hands separate. Switch directions. Bring your hands to the mat with your fingers facing you. So this will get into your wrists and forearms. Then bring your fingers facing you, but not your palm on the floor, the front side of your hand. Make your fingers face each other, away from each other. Now grab your strap. You're going to bring it behind you. You're going to bring your hands as wide as you need to feel comfortable, because you're going to lift and lower your arms. So lift, lower, lift, lower. This simulates a clasp. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. The strap is a fantastic tool to increase flexibility. So if you don't have one, you can use a belt or a towel, but I highly recommend you get one. You can put your strap to the side for now. Roll over your knees onto all fours. Arch your back. Round, arch. This is called cat-cow. Round, arch, round, arch, round, arch, round. Now you're going to arch and just rock forward and back here. Forward, back. Now round, forward, back. This feels really, really nice to me. Now bring your right arm forward, and you're going to lift it up and make circles with the hand. Then switch directions. bring your hand to your head, and you're going to bring your elbow to the floor and lift. Elbow to the floor, lift. Elbow, lift, elbow, lift, elbow, lift, elbow, lift, elbow. Hold with your elbow on the floor. Gentle twist here, you got it. Perfect. Now switch sides, lift your opposite arm up, do some circles with the hand. Switch directions. Hand to your head, elbow, lift, 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 elbow, hold. Lift, drop your hand, come into a down dog. You're going to keep your heels elevated and your knees bent here. You want to have a flat back, so bend your knees and lift your heels as much as you need to have a flat back. You're just going to bend your elbow slightly and then lift, like a little push-up. Bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, lift. Now you're going to decompress your shoulders and then drop. So lift just your shoulder blades, drop. Just your shoulder blades, drop. Bend your elbows, bend your elbows, bend your elbows, bend, bend, shoulders. Just the shoulder blades. Lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop. Hold and breathe. Inhale, exhale. You can bend your one knee then the other. Then just step forward into seated. Give yourself a little hug here before you roll all the way down on the mat. Knees to chest. Rock back and forth. Adjust. Get comfortable. Now drop your knees to one side. You're going to bring your hands together in front of you and then just make circles with that top arm. Bringing it around. Just circling that top arm all the way around. You can lift it higher if this is too much. Then drop your hand as much as possible into a gentle twist, looking over at the opposite hand. And then bring the circle in the opposite direction. Again, the closer to the floor you are, the more intense this is going to feel. So if you need to back off of the intensity, you'll lift your arm a little higher. Then drop into that twist. Knees to chest. Wiggle it out. And then drop your knees to the other side. Hands in front of you. And make those circles. Circling it around. Drop into that twist. Then circle in the opposite direction. I have foil on my chair because of my dog. He likes to pee on fabrics, if anyone is wondering. So start seated on your heels, rolling your shoulders back. If the sitting on the heels is uncomfortable, you can bring a block under your glutes and that will help. Rolling your shoulders forward. Plant your left hand on the mat and come into a side stretch. Bend the elbow, lift. Bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, lift. Now bring your chest towards the mat, side stretch. Chest to the mat, side stretch. Chest to the mat, side, chest to the mat, side, chest to the mat, side, chest to the mat, side. To the mat, side, to the mat, side. Now swing your arm in circles backwards. Big circles getting into the shoulder here. Plant your opposite hand, side stretch. Bend, lift, 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 chest to the mat, forward, chest to the mat, side, 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 arm circles. Great warm-up exercise for yoga, the gym, flexibility training. Opposite direction. Come back to center. You're going to grab a small resistance band, loop it around your forearms. This is really to control where your hands are to make sure they don't go out too far. So you're going to decompress your shoulders and lift. Just your shoulder blades. So do you notice how my elbows aren't moving here? That's what you want to focus on. So just isolating your shoulders. Drop, lift, drop, lift. Now come into some hip circles. On the left leg, switch directions. Shoulder. So lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop. Hip circles. Right leg. Switch directions. Come back to seated on your heels. You're going to grab a block, keeping that resistance band there. Lift your hands above your head and bring it forward. Now, the thing I want you to focus on is not letting your back arch, keeping your core tight. So you can see even I'm struggling to keep it from not arching. It's really, really challenging. So stay really conscious of that as you lift and lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. Hold. Just pulse back just a little bit. Really being careful here, not past your comfort zone or any kind of pain, just pulsing just a little bit past your typical area of comfort. Go ahead and drop the block and the resistance loop and switch that out for your strap. So depending on how long your strap is, you may want to fold it in half if it's super long. Bring your hands super wide on the strap and you're going to make circles. So you want your hands wide enough that you can bring it all the way around. If you're struggling to get it all the way around past a minor amount of discomfort, then you want to bring your hands wider. So you're going to hold at the top, come to the side, stretching the side body, then to the other side. This will also get into your shoulders. Round forward, holding the strap, and arch back. Hold your hands behind you at the deepest point in the stretch. Now bring your hands forward and go back into those circles. So back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. You're going to hold the strap in front of you and twist side to side. So you're going to go left, center, right, center, 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 left, center, right, center. We're doing 10 each side. That's what you're seeing here. Left, center, right, center, left. Go ahead and drop the strap. You're going to grab a block now, and I want you to place it under your seat. So we're going to come into Malasana Yogi Squat, and the block's going to assist here to make that more comfortable for you. We're going to do some mobility work in Malasana. So even if you're semi-comfortable there, I'd recommend the block for this one. And you'll see why in a moment. So on your left leg, you're going to drop your knee to the mat and lift. Drop, lift. It doesn't need to come all the way down. Drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. Now you're going to push that one knee out. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, Now we're going to switch sides. So on the right side, dropping your knee to the mat and lifting, dropping, lifting, dropping, lifting, dropping, lifting, dropping, lifting, dropping, lifting. Now push the knee out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Back to center. Drop your left knee, push it out. Drop your right knee, push it out. Little flow here. Drop your left knee, push it out. Drop your right knee, push it out. Drop your left knee, push it out. Drop your right knee, push it out. You can remove the block if you feel comfortable. Drop your left knee, push it out. Drop your right knee, push it out. Drop your left knee, push it out. Drop your right knee, push it out. Come back to center. So bring both your knees in and then push them out with your elbows. So in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. I don't know why I look so bored right now. I'm not. In, out, in, out. Perfect. So you can move the block, come to seated, give yourself a hug here, reconnect with your body. Bring your feet in front of you, clasp your hands, and you're going to do some wrist circles in one direction, then the other. Wrists are super, super important, especially in today's world. Separate the hands and do some wrist circles, then switch directions. Keeping your hands together, flick your fingers. Flick, flick, flick. Then bring your fingers together and make some waves with your wrists, just getting into some different ranges of motion here. Now plant your hands on your knees and just roll your head side to side, giving some love to the neck here. Right, left, right, left. Holding on the left side, bringing your hand to your ear. You're going to push against your hand. Bring it towards your breast, push against your hand. Bring it to the right, push against your hand. Towards your breast, push against your hand. Great. So I want you to grab your strap now, wrap it around your feet, and we're going to come into some footwork here. So holding the strap, I want you to flex your feet. So pulling on your feet. So you should feel this in the calves and the ankles. Point, flex, point, flex. I'm lifting it. I find I get better, like it sticks more when it's around my, the bottom of my foot there, a little bit higher up. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. So I'm going to keep the strap on one of my feet, lift the other, and make circles here. Switch directions of those ankle rolls. Now plant the foot and you're just going to curl your toes and flex them. Curl, flex, curl, flex, curl, flex, curl, flex. The toes get neglected a lot and we do a lot with them, especially with the types of shoes we wear. So you're going to do the opposite leg. Strap around that foot, pulling on the foot so it's a little bit flexed, and doing ankle rolls with that lifted leg, switching directions. Now plant the foot, curl, flex your toes, curl, flex, curl, flex, curl, flex, curl, flex, curl, flex. Awesome job. So keeping the strap on that left leg, you're going to roll onto your back, keeping the right foot planted, and just pull that leg in towards your chest. Then go into happy baby with just the left foot. Extend the leg, happy baby, lift. This can be really small range of motion. It doesn't have to be quite this large. Happy baby, extend, happy baby, lift. Happy baby with the strap, extend, happy baby, lift. Allowing the strap to help you, happy baby, extend, happy baby, lift. Happy baby, extend, happy baby, lift. So you can get rid of the strap, extend the bottom leg, the right leg there. With your foot straight, you're going to let it cross over your body, then swing to the side. Cross over your body, swing to the side. Cross over your body, swing to the side. Cross over your body. We're doing 5 of these. Swing to the side. Cross over your body. swing it to the side. Now, what you're going to do is bend your leg, kick it to the side, pointed toe. Kick it to the center, kick it to the side. Kick it to the center, kick it to the side, kick it to the center, kick it to the side, kick it to the center. Now do circles in one direction. We're going to do 5 circles in one direction. Really kind of gets into the hips here. This was when I found I probably needed to do more because this was a challenge. Switch directions. Nice job. So just bend the knee and come into a gentle twist here. This always feels so good. If ever you're sore or tired or your body just needs to like relax and some love, twists are the way to go. Pull that knee deep into the chest before switching sides. So you're going to grab that strap again. You're going to wrap it around your foot. Plant the left foot on the mat. Pull that foot in towards your chest using the strap. Still using the strap, you're going to come into a half happy baby. Extend the leg, half happy baby, back to center. This can be really small range of motion. Half happy baby, extend, half happy baby, center, half happy baby, extend, half happy baby, center, half happy baby, extend, half happy baby, center, happy baby, extend, happy baby, center, holding at the center. Get rid of the strap. Extend that left leg. Now swing it to the side and across your body. Across, side, across, side, across, side, across, side, across. Perfect. So you're going to kick your leg to the center, pointed toe, kick it to the side. To the center, side, center, side, center, side. I found this really fun. Center. Now you're going to do those leg circles, keeping your legs as straight as you can, circling your leg in one direction, in the opposite direction. My leg was making some funny noises. I need to be doing this one. Perfect. Come into that gentle twist, just bending the knee, looking over your opposite shoulder, letting your body relax. You've done some really good work today. Mobility isn't easy. Bring your knee into your chest, both knees, then come into a happy baby. Your knees can be towards the mat or they can be pretty high up. The thing you want to focus on is keeping your back flat on the mat. Now bring your legs, both your legs up, point and flex your feet, shake it out. However you want to shake that out. You've done so well today on the mobility flow. Today we're going to be doing a lower body flexibility flow. We're going to start seated, crisscross here, hands above the head, taking some deep breaths in and out. Before placing your hands on your knees, and you're just going to rock back and forth. Just warm it up a little bit here. Forward, back, forward. Now when you lean forward, you're going to place your hands on the floor and bend forward slightly. You want to think of keeping a straight back and tightening your core. Then you're going to place your hands behind you, lift yourself up a little bit, and then walk your hands forward. Behind you and lift your hips. It can be just the barest little bit that you lift your hips. Hands in front of you. Behind you, lift your hips. Then what I want you to do is bring one foot flexed a little bit forward, so about to the center of your chest, and walk yourself forward a little bit. So remember, you want to focus more on keeping your core tight and your back flat. So you're going to press into the knee that has the foot in front, just twisting a little bit, back to center, and then switch the foot that's in front. So walk forward a little bit, or you can stay seated if that's enough of a stretch for you. Take that little twist. Awesome job. Come back to crisscross here, arch your back, round, arch, round, arch, round. Now we're going to come into some circles. So you're going to bring your spine to one side, back, side, forward, back, side, forward. Now smooth it out. So taking a circle with your spine, this can just be a little bit. It can feel really weird at first. So don't be afraid to look a little silly as you get used to these movements. That's what this challenge is all about. So we're going to switch directions. So you're going to do forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, and then go ahead and smooth it out, making those circles, playing around with it. You can bring your head into it, or you can stick with keeping it a little bit more static. Now just make some circles with your neck, circling your head around, holding your neck down before switching directions. The neck is forgotten pretty frequently in stretching, so I always like to give it some love. Look down to the side just a little bit, but keeping your neck down. To the other side. Roll your shoulders back. Forward. I'm going to roll one shoulder back, one shoulder forward. So a little bit of a dancey movement here. You can see what I'm doing on screen. Then switch directions. So same with one shoulder forward, one shoulder back, but you're just switching the direction. Now just rock your body side to side here. Now you're just going to come into some arm swings. So just swing your arms back and forth. And I realize I said lower body earlier, but this is definitely an upper body flow. So I apologize for that. So after your arm swings, you're going to hold one arm across your chest. You've probably seen this stretch before. Just stretching out the shoulder. Now come into that tricep stretch, thinking to bring your hand to the center of your back. What you want to remember is to not arch your back too much. Go to the side a little bit, then back to center, side, center, hold in the center. Perfect. Back to those arm swings. For those who like to work out, this is a really good exercise to do before you warm up, just to get your body ready. Perfect. Now bring the opposite arm across the chest into that shoulder stretch. Now that tricep stretch, thinking of bring your hand to the center of your back, not letting your back arch too much. Now go to the side, center, side, center, side, center. Hands down. You're going to bring one hand to the mat and you're going to go into that side body stretch. Then move your chest to the floor. Switch directions, side body stretch. Chest to the floor. Back to center. So go ahead and roll over your toes into all fours. So shoulders above wrists, hips above your knees. Just rock back and forth here. So round your back and rock back and forth. This is one of my favorites. And now arch your back and rock back and forth. You're going to do some hip circles. Now switch directions. You're going to plant that back foot on the mat and push into it slightly, getting into the calf. Now pulse back and forth, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Really, really good calf stretch here. Now step that foot forward. Use your core. You can kind of assist with your hand too. You're going to go into a low lunge. Now bring your hands to your knees. You want to think of keeping your hips facing the front of your mat. You don't need to go down this deep. You can lift your hips a little bit. Now bring your hands to the floor or some blocks and come into that half split. Low lunge, half split, low lunge, half split, low lunge, half split, low lunge, half split, low lunge, half split. Perfect. Now come into a pigeon. You want to bring your toes towards your hip. You're going to think of squeezing your thighs together so you're lifted, and then drop with your hands above your head. Sorry, it's my phone alarm. So come forward slightly, placing your hands on the mat, if that's in your practice. By bringing your toes in towards your hip, you're lightening the stretch a bit. If you bring your foot flexed towards the front of your mat, so it's parallel with the front of your mat, that's going to make the stretch a lot harder, just so you know as you advance. You can walk your hands behind you slightly. Now what I want you to do is grab your foot. You can also use a strap to assist with grabbing your foot, and just move it in and out. Whether you have the strap or your hand, you're going to move your foot in, out, in, out, in, hold. Back to all fours. Now take a down dog here. Your knees can stay bent. Drop your knees, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. Now drop your knees, knee to chest, and take those hip circles with the opposite leg. Switch directions. Hip circles are such a strong way to warm up if you're doing any kind of flexibility. I've said this was a lower body flow and upper body flow. It's both. I did filming today, so I got myself all mixed up. So you're going to plant your foot on the mat. We're going to go back into that calf stretch, pulsing back and forth here. Perfect. Now step your foot between your hands, or have your hands help bring your foot to the center. You can place your hands on your knee. That low lunge here. Getting into the hip flexor before planting your hands on a mat or some blocks and going into that half split. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, hold. We're going to come into pigeon. Toes towards your hip, use your inner thighs to squeeze, hold yourself up before dropping and lifting your hands above your head. The reason we do that exercise where we're squeezing our inner thighs together to lift is strength is just as important as flexibility. Go ahead and do that leaning forward a little bit. If you're going to increase your flexibility, you want to make sure you're increasing your strength alongside it for safety, and that will really help with getting into those more advanced asanas. Go and do that little back bend. Now reach for your foot, either with your hand or your strap, getting into the quadricep. Now you're going to pull it in and out. So out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, hold. Perfect. So swing that legs toward the center. We're going back into that easy pose, just doing some circles here. Switch directions of that circle. Now clasp your hands together and do some circles with the wrists. Switch directions, especially if you're someone who types a lot. We just do so much with our wrists. They really deserve the love. Separate your hands and do circles. Switch directions. You can grab your fingers and pull them towards you, getting into the forearms before giving yourself a hug. If you're sticking with this challenge, you're doing really, really well. This flow is a really good one to save and come back to. This just kind of gets into all the different muscles. I highly recommend you do this one frequently, at least 2-3 times a week if you're trying to increase your flexibility. So you're going to keep one leg bent, one leg straight, and do some circles, flex and point your foot, just really getting into the ankle. This will help with foot flexibility if you're trying to get a deeper toe point. If you wear heels, this will help. If you've got tight calves, you lift. So you're going to bend that leg, straighten the other, and go into those circles with the ankle, both directions. Flex point, flex point, flex point. Don't neglect your feet. Bring your knees to your chest. Rock side to side. So you're going to plant your left foot. Bring your right leg straight into a hamstring stretch. You're going to grab right below the knee. Then bend your leg, grab the outside of your foot, and come into a happy baby. A half happy baby, and this can just be a little bit of a stretch, or you can bring it all the way down like I did. So plant that right foot, bring your left foot into your chest, just hold, do that half happy baby here. Awesome. Now you're going to bend both of your legs, bring into a full happy baby, grabbing the outside of your feet. Bring your toes towards each other, then separate, towards each other, and separate, towards each other, separate, hold. Awesome. Go ahead and bring everything down to the mat. Take a deep breath and let your body relax. You did a really fantastic job.